Next performer coming to the stage. Brother, we've been doing it 10, 11 years here in this city. Went on tour with the brother, a few places, Atlanta, Augusta, Georgia, doing this. Here's spoken word thing. Please, please, please put y'all hands together for IMPAKT!
Peace, peace, and blessings.
Yeah.
What's up, my people? How you doing tonight?
All right.
Now, y'all doing better than that, right? Just got a short period of time. Love all y'all. Love my sisters. I'm going to get into the pieces, and hopefully the pieces will talk to you. First piece I want to do is off of my brand new CD that will be coming out in September. It's called Earthology. You can check me out on spokenbusiness.com. It's called Strangled Dreams in Cahoots with American Nightmares. And I'm going to read to you because I went to school and I learned how to read and I'm going to exercise. All right. She stands there before me with a dignity in her hands, broken. Not sure if she can be fixed or reconstructed because she has subliminally instructed to suffocate her self-esteem with destructive activities, such as selfishness, animosity, and promiscuity. Her heart embraces a spiritual poverty that runs so deeply that if she was a cell phone, it would be on its last bar and just one call away from a drained battery. And actually, it's a salted battery, and it's like she contractually made a deal with the devil, falling down to her lowest level. She's profoundly profane, and even though she calls out Jesus' name, to her, God only exists in a state of bliss. Therefore, she lives her life by death wishes, showered with tormented kisses of reality. Actually, she wanted to turn towards religion, but she realized that the Muslims and the Christians were fighting as if they were the Bloods and the Crips, as if they were the Democrats and the Republicans, like the Alphas and the Omegas, like the Deltas and the a.k.a.s, like light-skinned and dark blacks in the movie school days. And it's amazing, and I'm amazed that even in righteousness, there's divisiveness. She asked me if I knew what it felt like to have my dreams placed on layaway, not having sufficient funds to call in on just one. Now her hopes and dreams are done. It's hard to be like Buddha. It's hard to be like Muhammad. It's hard to be like a monk. It's hard to be Christ-like when you're forced to sacrifice. So that's why she turned to the street life. Her soul is condemned by the nightlife. Called her Akasha because she is now the queen of the damned. And if the streets could tell stories, she would have an epic monologue with theme music inspired by the 70s with 4 sequels and a prequel on the table for production. Street seduction is easy when you're trying to make ends meet. She turned her back to defeat and put her hands above her head, slowly fell to her knees and surrendered. I want to hold her and pull her closer and tell her that it's going to be all right. But her spirits fight with the demons and skeletons the size of a small army, and there's no barricade surrounding her heart or protecting her thoughts. Now her essence is completely lost and there will be no reparations. How can I tell her that it's going to be all right when she doesn't even have the will to live? She used to depend on slow beats, poles, and dollar bills, started shooting up with needles and popping pills, rewriting her future, erasing her past, dying in my presence. Every day I try to reach out to her, but my arms are too short to box with God, so I just pray. 2 weeks ago from the day I was driving down the boulevard and I saw her. She has just gotten out of a black Escalade, proceeding to spit out a company that she just became acquainted with. Her skirt was so short that I thought that she was wearing a belt. I silently screamed for help, then I cried. She spotted my car and took off running. A queen broken down to an American nightmare. A queen broken down to an American nightmare. A queen broken down to an American nightmare. But today, she stands before me, hoping that she can dream again. Those who know me know that I'm always pushing some kind of positive product. So I have 3 books actually that you can check out. This latest book, the last book I put out, is Waiting to Dance with the Spirit, which is a collection of love poetry by y'all. Because you know that's who I love. I love y'all. So that's what this book is about. But I also have greeting cards called Poetic by Design. It's actually will be a year in July that I started this, and it's doing pretty well. So check me out on spokenvision.com. This is my last piece. I was going to be 3, but I don't want to take up all your time. But something that I thought would be pretty appropriate for this piece, called She Could Be My Wife. So this is dedicated to the black woman. She could be my wife. I mean, honestly, her intellect runs concurrently with my heart, with her profile. My images of her profile burns expeditiously within my psyche. She is brave and courageous, and she speaks her mind unapologetically. And to experience her mind is like caressing gold mines, not minded by Africans, but nursed by them. She speaks poetry unconsciously, but when she is conscious of it, sycamore trees bleed life with no remembrance of strife. She is God walking. She's as poetic as the book of Psalms, and in my palm I hold the honey residue of a sweet, exquisite existence. So I kiss the palm of my hand to add those years to my life. I hold the memory of a voice to the light to provide me with more insight, and in my sight I'll hold and label her beauty as simply phenomenal. I remember looking into her eyes, and at that very moment I realized that a void had been filled. I forgot that I was lonely. I forgot about the pain the past woman bestowed upon me. Her voice manipulated my emotions much in the same way that Layla Hathaway's voice does. Imagine that. A voice that is the epitome of the ideal woman. You see, I'm captivated by her tone. I'm captivated by her I'm captivated by her pronunciation of her words. I'm captivated with her breathing techniques and how it pricks my ears with a honeymoon night of Barbados or in Jamaica. She's so magnificent that her spirit provides her with her own theme music. A seductive bass line, wind gently blowing, angelic background vocals singing, and the sweet serenade of rainfall. You see, she could be my wife. She's already become my muse, a direct replication of my fantasy while living in solitude. She's the type of woman that you want to grow old with and not grow old because. She's the type of woman that makes men like me want to share and experience love. You see, I'm reminded that man is not meant to walk alone as she walks the melody of fidelity. Like India Arie, she's always in my head. So I can't rid the thought of wanting a woman who's just like her. Thank you very much, y'all.